Todora.
Okay, so
All
this
right.
is Perfect Santa.
Perfect movie Santa, yeah. Or perfect
Great.
Santa.
Okay, great. All right, let's do it. 50 minutes.
Great. I'm ready.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just saving as. Gosh, I hope I just didn't delete what I just did. Hold on. Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hi.
Hey, there's Gomer's favorite things. It's 797 megabytes. There's Perfect Movie Santa. Perfect.
Wow.
Dude,
Wow.
I was scared for a second there.
You.
And by scared, I mean not really.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. One, two, three, click. One, two, three, clap.
Clap. One, two, three, clap.
Clap.
Great.
Great. Let me make sure I'm still coming through this. One second. Tap, tap.
Yep. You're coming through.
Great. All right. All right. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everybody, to the bonus disc.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Hello, Santa. Hello, Santa.
Hello, Santa.
Hello, Santa.
He's coming. He's coming. Remember that
Santa's
one?
coming.
Santa's coming.
Santa's coming.
Santa's coming. Oh, we'll get to it. I forgot something on this. This wasn't gonna happen on Gomer's favorite things, but have you ever had these?
I just don't know what happened, but that looks so good.
Trader Joe's slightly coated dark chocolate almonds. They're dusty. You know what I mean? You know when you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
That bitter dust.
that bitter cocoa dust. They're
I,
coated with cocoa dust and sea salt.
man, we're on a pre-Christmas 21 day whole 21.
Ugh! It's the opposite of me. When December hits, all bets are off.
Yeah, not us. That
Wow.
was November and October and
Okay, you had those already.
September. So we were like, dude, if we go into Christmas with a deficit,
Mm.
scrizzitied for January 1st.
I've been
So,
yeah, I've been working really hard on sugar intake, and then just December came, and I was like, it's all right.
no, it's awesome. We'll be there on December 22nd
Yum
through
yum.
December 31st. But
Okay, yummy.
boy, did I need it.
Mm.
I needed it. I've been sugared and alcoholed and like
Oiled up,
not
greased
crazy,
up.
not bad. Okay, not terrible, but just like
Right.
needed it.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Ugh.
We all do what we need, and for me, it's slightly coated dark chocolate almonds
Is this
from
a
Trader Joe's.
revelation that you have a Trader Joe's?
We don't. We so the city that I sang the Messiah in,
Yep.
Prescott, has a Trader Joe's. And
Yeah,
so we
okay.
went to, I sang the Messiah. Jessica came. We made a night of it. We were all dressed up. I'm in a
Awesome.
tux, which I haven't worn since whatever wedding I was in last, probably
Yep.
15 years ago.
Yep.
She's all dressed up, and we're like, gotta go to Trader Joe's. So we walk in super dressed up to this
Yeah,
Trader
yeah.
Joe's and just bought so many snacks.
Oh yeah, that they're the best, right?
And you know what else
Oh
Trader
man.
Joe's carries now? Are
What?
Kringles.
I know. Yes. Okay.
So we bought two Kringles, we ate one, and we froze another one for Christmas time.
Perfect. Remember that time I got you guys those Kringles and they just didn't show up in time? Still felt horrible about that. Even paid like express shipping for your whole family.
Well, that's the biggest miracle of the fact that Trader Joe's carries them is you don't have to pay shipping, which
Yep.
doubles the price on these things when you order them from the catalog, which I probably still will.
Yeah.
But like $10 for a Kringle, I felt like taking 10.
And they're from Wisconsin.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Mm.
So even
Yum.
in Arizona, Trader Joe's carries Kringles, which
That's awesome.
listener, if you don't know, it's kind of this pastry fruit in a ring with
Yep.
different fruits. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I can't remember what exact city they come from. Oshkosh, maybe?
I think Oshkosh because it's like OK Bakery or
I think
something
that's
like
what it is.
that.
I think it's Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Where also
Mm.
they make suspenders, I think. Or-
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Right.
this is a Christmassy episode, right? Perfect
Hmm.
Movie Santa, our sequel to the Perfect Movie President episode that we put out 2 years ago and then re-released on Fifth Friday a couple months ago.
Yep.
And similarly, my plan was just to name some of my favorites
Hmm.
and then at the end decide which one is the best.
Great.
No big structure here. I just got a list. Now, the nation helped us, and we'll get back to that, but Lindsay put out the survey, Christmas Santa, no, best movie Santa, and people wrote in with their ideas, and they aligned pretty much with what I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, except for one which I'd never seen and I watched last night.
Okay.
You were watching music by John Williams.
Yep.
I was watching Santa Claus: the movie.
Oh my gosh, dude. I haven't watched that. Wow.
I've never watched it,
Yep.
and it was a real trip.
Dude. Okay, there's no way we can watch the trailer for that, is there?
Oh, maybe.
Are you sharing screen?
I can,
Yeah.
and I think it will work, but we should.
Will that mess up your...
So definite like night they saved Christmas vibes, I should say. So this was a recommendation from Albert.
Yep.
Albert, longtime listener, said, I'm going to throw David Huddleston in the discussion from the 1985 movie. I loved that that's all you said.
Mm.
The movie being, it's called Santa Claus, right?
Yep.
Now, it's not the clever twist on that with the E at the end. It's actually Santa Claus: the movie.
Yep.
I'm sorry, now I got distracted. And I had never seen it. So I was like, it's the night before recording this episode. Okay, here's the official trailer. I'm going to try to share my screen. Share sound. Are you seeing that?
Yep.
Are we good? Here, I'm going to put this up. Do that thing. Wait, that's too much. Oh, so it's something about this was like, the best thing about it is kind of an insane movie, I would say. The best thing about it was it made sense to me about a lot of movie Santas that followed.
Sure.
I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of like what movie Santas did for like the next 2 decades.
Sure.
Let's watch this trailer. Can you hear that?
A prophecy has come to pass that there would come to us a skilled maker of toys.
Now, do you recognize that voice?
It sounds super familiar.
Yes, of course.
Also, this is a remade trailer, right? Like
It
Star
says
Wars
official
style.
trailer.
Yeah, that's okay.
I guess we do what we can. Restored.
Fine.
It says it's restored in magical 4K. That's Mickey from Rocky. Burgess Meredith plays
Okay,
like
yep.
a super old ancient person who chooses Santa in this movie.
This is your legacy.
That's his voice.
This is a curious kind of place.
So this music has got to be new.
You'll see.
Dudley Moore.
Green's just
Dudley Moore,
not
yep.
his color. Now that's perfect.
You will bring our gifts to all the children in all the world.
Burgess Meredith.
Santa doesn't like my toys.
We've never had returns.
I need to make him appreciate me.
So I'll just pause the trailer right here. So I'm really into this movie for the first hour or so because it's all about Santa.
Yep.
And it's like Solo style origin story.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's why he wears red. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
oh,
Yep.
that's why he gives coal. I don't think actually that's one. Or that's why he doesn't give bad children gifts. That kind of thing. And I'm like, is this the best movie I've ever seen in my life? For the first hour.
Right. Okay.
Then the
Then
second
Dudley
hour,
leaves.
there's an elf issue where you don't see Santa hardly at all for the second half.
Okay. Because Dudley Moore leaves, right?
Right. He's mad because he gets fired because he screws up.
Okay.
And then John Lithgow hires him in some like evil toy corporation. So they have to do the machinations of this plot. It's an elf problem.
Okay.
So, but
we go to New York.
there's
John
Lithgow.
Lithgow.
Something
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
These toys by December, Santa Claus will be finished.
So he becomes like the
Our friends are in
competition of
trouble.
Santa Claus.
They're coming.
I see. Seeing is believing.
Wow,
Then there's these two really bad kid actors, which you know I love,
Yeah.
Like
who help him. So I was loving whenever these bad kid actors were there.
Santa, they're waiting.
Don't I hear something first?
It's cute. But the reindeer are really great because they're animatronic, and so definitely like Santa Claus 2 reindeer
Yep.
vibes. I'm gonna
Yep.
unshare. So Albert, I really liked Santa Claus the movie, especially the first hour. I had a good time the second hour. He's not gonna make my perfect movie Santa because it was brand new to me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun before this episode to watch a brand new to me Santa movie.
That is awesome.
Because most of these others I'm very, very familiar with.
Seen like 100 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. That is a major blast from the past. I also saw that comment, but didn't watch the movie. That just brought, like, you can see the 80s-ness of it.
Yes, it's got a never-ending story sheen to it.
Yeah. Yep, you can kind of see the origins of like what toys look like in Santa Claus and Santa Claus 2.
Yep. Which is played as a joke in that, right? Like why so many kids in the the late 90s want a rocking horse, but it's still what they want. But yeah, heavy rocking horse stuff like wagons, trains.
Yeah, it's like a higher budget, same era as Night They Saved.
Yep. So that is, you took the words right out of my mouth because I said it last night. I was like, feels like Night They Saved except with a budget.
But the Night They Saved story's better, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna play, I think, a clip. I'm gonna try to find the most boring clip to play this year at the party. Because what Jessica kept saying last night was, are they on site A or site B? Great joke. But I was just reminded of how much the Night They Saved takes place in a small trailer office with two old men arguing about site A and site B. I cannot wait to play that at the party.
Oh, dude, by the way, I gotta tell you, you know how when you open photos,
Mm-hmm.
here, I'm gonna text you this and see if you can get it. When
Okay.
you open photos and it's like you scroll all the way back to, you can do days, months,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
years,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Let me send you. This is not retouched. I opened photos this morning because I was looking for something.
Uh-huh.
Look at what it. Look at. I just texted it to you. Look what
Okay.
it has as the cover photo for 2022, dude.
It's not showing up for some reason yet. Maybe it's
Oh,
oh, here we go.
should be there. Cover photo.
It's
Featured
just a
photo.
picture, not of a television, and certainly not of a interesting movie. It's a picture of Anthony's laptop, December 22. This is not an old picture. Pretty new. Of a very boring scene in The Night They Saved. Old guys in construction hats thinking about needed blastings.
I just couldn't believe that was the featured photo
Yeah.
for all of 2022.
Right.
And by the way, they're wearing Patagonia
Mm-hmm.
in that movie.
Yeah,
Isn't that
stylish.
interesting.
Yeah, very stylish. No, they're
Like,
not wearing
that's-
it for style. It's for warmth.
Well, it wasn't-
Utilitarianism.
I don't think it was cool then, though.
That's right. You're probably right. Yep.
I think it was like, this is the warmest jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I
Which is
kinda
still
think-
true, but now it's trendy.
Right.
I mean, downtown Flagstaff, very trendy place. They just have this Patagonia corner store
Oh, man.
that is consistently hopping with hipsters
I just, I love me some Patagonia.
for sure. I
And
do too.
Cotopaxi. I love Cotopaxi.
Definitely. Okay. Wait, hold on. I got to get something real quick.
Uh-oh. Steven's got to go get something with his Levi's butt jeans.
I'm just
Oh,
putting on my
Patagonia hat.
Patagonia hat. For the rest of the app.
and I
Since
got-
we're talking,
My Patagonia shirt.
nice. Since we're talking Night They Saved, maybe we should just start with
Okay.
your addition to
Yep.
the list. which was
Did you see that when I added it?
in all caps. Yeah. When we add anything to the note, it gives me a notification. It's like, oh, Anthony added something to a note. It just says all in caps, Art Carney, 3 exclamation points. That is the Santa in the Night They Saved Christmas.
Yep.
The thing about Santa in the Night They Saved Christmas is he hates jingle bells.
Yep. He's grumpy. Okay.
He is a grumpy guy, which sometimes happens with movie Santas, right? They can be grumpy.
Yep.
There's one in particular that I put as the worst Santa that I want to talk about.
Okay. Yeah. So
was
yep.
so grumpy and mean that I can't stand him.
Okay.
Art Carney, though, he's kind of a good mix of grumpy and he's got a soft heart. This guy.
He's got a he's mid on the grumpy quotient.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't like jingle bells, but that's kind of like an old guy thing to be like, no more jingle bells.
It's kind
right?
of like, can you imagine a Santa who doesn't like jingle bells?
Yeah.
True.
True.
But and he's got his, we're not talking perfect elves, which we should maybe do next year. But he does have
Good idea.
he does have a pretty deep bench of very weird elves around
Yeah, like
him.
if that was your life, wouldn't you be grumpy too?
Some of these people are so annoying that he is working with.
Like Paul Williams is your head elf.
Dr. Fernando. You got to deal with that robot. I can't. What's the robot's name? Now I'm drawing a blank.
Oh shoot, I can't remember the name.
Pal.
Of the Pal.
All of his toys suck. The North Pole City sucks.
It's getting bombed.
So he's a good Santa, but everything around him kind of sucks. And also we can't spend too much time on it because it's a movie that almost certainly no one has seen.
Except for our greatest contribution to the world, which has been seen now 100,000 times.
This is worth mentioning. Our legacy,
This is it.
which is Anthony uploaded a 4K with deleted scenes version of this movie to the Two Gomers YouTube page, and people love it, and their comments are to die for about it. Just the
Dude,
most earnest love for a movie comments I've ever seen.
Yep, drives people to our site, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? It's the best piece of content we've ever developed. Okay, so Art Carney, I think, is going to be up there for you. I don't think I'm probably going to vote Art Carney in.
Okay.
Well, I think he is a good Santa, and we don't have to vote for the same one.
Sure.
Just like I don't think we voted for the same president.
Right.
So, I mean, he is not the first one I thought of. But he actually, if you look at my list, he is second on the list of Santas that came to mind. What have you done to me? I'm wrong. He's right there, second on my list. That not ordered in favorite, just in who came to mind. Who's the most present?
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so here's something that I thought about is that I was asking Lily and Isla yesterday who their favorite Santa from a movie or a TV show was.
Okay, yeah.
And they could only think of two.
Which ones did they think of?
So they thought of Tim Allen.
Okay, he was number one on my list.
Yep.
Of ones that came to mind.
Right. And Elf.
Ed Asner.
Ed Asner.
Now, is this recency bias? Have you guys watched Elf recently?
Yep, watched Elf right before recording that episode, like last week or
so that
2
makes
weeks ago.
sense to me.
But here's what I mean is like, I don't feel like Santa Claus has been in much.
So I think he hasn't been the star of many movies. That's why I watched Santa Claus the movie, because he really is the star for the first hour. But he's not the star in Elf. In most of these, no, some of these he is. I have 2 or 3 that he is the star. But I would say I think you're right that the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen, are kind of the best example of this movie is about Santa Claus, besides the one that I watched last night.
Got it. I was just thinking that Christmas movies aren't about Santa anymore. And that's
Yeah.
why he's not really toward, like, I think when they think of Santa, those are the two that they think of. Because, like,
Santa!
I mean, okay, so Home Alone and Home Alone 2 don't have Santa in it.
Well, they do have
Yeah,
that
those are
one
the
Santa who's smoking the
little
cigarette in the
little
first one.
Tic Tacs.
Yeah, I
Hold out
like
your
that
little
Santa.
paw there.
He's not
Yeah,
on my list, but I do like that Santa. He's a pretty good movie Santa.
definitely. And the Santa, fake Santa, who smells like beef and cheese
Yeah, so
on the
those
elf.
guys aren't but it's a good point. Those guys aren't actually Santa.
Right.
So can they be in the running? I'm not sure. Then you have
Mm,
like the
no.
Rankin Bass specials, which I'll get back to when I talk about worst one, but Santa Claus is Coming to Town is a special about Santa.
Uh-huh.
That's the Rankin Bass. This is the origin story, Santa Claus the movie style of Santa Claus. This is why
Got it.
there's a tree. This is why they're presents. This is why he has a red suit.
Yep.
Um, and I like that movie a lot. But we had this conversation when we did Charlie Brown Christmas. Is it a movie? I'm not sure.
Hmm. Is it a movie?
Is it a movie?
Christmas, the Charlie Brown Christmas is not a movie.
We
I don't
took it
know.
off. We took it down from space because of that. I don't know if you remember that.
I know.
We what is that called when you
We
redo the
didn't send it
plot?
into space.
Yeah. No, but like I can't I'm not gonna
Oh,
think of
The
the word now.
Stricken?
No, when a movie like makes new rules midway, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, right.
So we did do that as a movie, and then we decided, nah, it's a special.
Yep.
I'm still glad we did that episode. It was super fun because remember
Me
we
too.
ranked the dancing kids. Good app.
So I would like to re-listen to that one actually.
You should. It's on the main feed, everybody. If you want to listen to the Charlie Brown Christmas app, it's a really funny one.
Sweet.
And it's only 25 minutes long, so the episode itself is like 3 times as long as the actual special.
Oh, I thought you were saying our episode was only 25 minutes long. I was like, how did we do that?
Never.
Never.
Um, though that's a good. I'm glad you asked the girls about that. I'm not surprised that they picked those two. They're
Yeah.
first and third on my list with
Right. Well, so
Art
they
Carney in the
were
middle.
racking their brains a little bit though for it.
Yeah.
Because those are the two that they know, and then of course Night They Saved. We'll get to that. Polar Express.
Yeah, that's my number 4, and that's because of Tom Hanks, which I thought
Yep.
was funny, and I never thought about this, that both of the Toy Story leads have played Santa.
Interesting. Wow. I hadn't thought
So,
about that.
um, now we watch Polar Express every year, but only about an hour of it. There's a
Okay.
lot of fast forwarding in that movie because I like the train.
Oh yeah, you love that train. I mean, Aaron and I were just talking about it yesterday that it would be awesome if AI would just redo Polar Express.
It's like you were sitting in the on the couch with us. That's exactly what Jessica said.
Just do that,
Can't
right?
AI just fix this? That's what she
They
said.
could.
Yep. Right, like those fake movie trailers, like it would look way better.
Yep.
I mean, Polar Express is a deeply flawed, deeply disturbing movie.
More than the Uncanny Valley?
Oh, Polar Express is the definition of Uncanny Valley, I think.
Right.
Those kids look sick. Now,
Yeah.
Santa doesn't look much better, but I love his mittens.
Ooh, those mittens. Perfect mittens.
Yeah, perfect Santa mittens. Now, that's not
Yep.
the title of our episode, but he does have amazing mittens, and he's voiced by Tom Hanks kind of creepily.
Mm.
Um,
Oh, dear.
you're right. And you've played behind this, so you've probably heard a lot of Tom Hanks being
Yep.
Santa.
Oh.
Urge
Oh.
me, and you have to believe in the bell. Um, so he's not my top movie Santa, but he did come to mind
Yep.
because he's in about 20 minutes of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's too skinny.
Too skinny. Okay, yeah. So, do we need any sort of like criteria for Santa?
I don't know. I think I like him to be not too cantankerous.
Okay.
I think I like a nice Santa.
Okay, so that's what Lily said about the elf Santa. She doesn't love Ed Asner.
He's a little grumpy and mean toward Buddy.
Okay. Yep.
Comes around.
Yep. I like
Um,
him.
he does
Um,
rescue him at the beginning, so there's that.
yep. The
Well, I
movie
guess he
wouldn't
doesn't
even
rescue him.
exist.
He doesn't kick him out.
The
Um, the look is right, so maybe the look has something to do with it.
look is right on.
Mm-hmm. So the look, of course, in Polar Express with Tom Hanks is way off for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons I think is he's too skinny.
Hmm. Why do you think they did that?
I don't know. They're trying to be. It's Zemeckis again, trying to be like, you'll never believe this, a skinny Santa. Okay.
Yep.
Um, he's not like rail thin. He's not like that guy in the core.
Rat, whatever.
Yeah. So he's got some meat on his bones, but he's not like a jolly old elf, right?
Yeah.
His belly is not shaking around like a bowl full of jelly when he
Yeah.
laughs.
Wait, so is he an elf?
In the poem, they call him a jolly old elf.
Right, but I've wondered that,
Hmm.
who's in charge here? You are, right? And they call him Papa. No, Papa Elf is an elf. Is he an elf?
I've not seen any
Or is he a
movies
human?
that have that as his origin story, that he used to be an elf.
Okay.
Almost always, including the movie I watched last night, he's a human
Okay.
that has been brought into this magical land and given and we are not, of course, talking about the actual Saint Nick who is real,
Right.
right? This is purely perfect Santa Claus, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I think that's why the Santa Claus with an E is so successful, because it's not the origin story of the original Santa,
Yeah.
which they get into in the show, but it's the origin story of this schlub who becomes
Mhm.
Santa, who may or may not
Toy.
have been targeted all along.
The toy maker.
Right.
Because of his initials.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now, okay, one of the things that always bugs me about Santa, and we watched Santa Claus again because we love it so much.
Uh-huh.
I think it's become top, absolute top.
Yeah.
Is like when he's back at the North Pole and Judy's making him that hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
He has just been in thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of houses.
Well, or unless that one house is his last one.
Is it okay? So is it possible that his house was the last of was Chicago the last destination? I highly doubt it, dude. 'Cause you
Unless
gotta
it was
keep
all a
going
setup.
west.
Unless it was all a setup.
Okay, well you gotta keep going west. What I'm saying is the
That's true.
amount of work he does in one day.
That's your crayon dream issue with Santa.
It's absolute crayon dream. Like remember when they get up from that one house and then they go and they're at the next one next door.
Mm-hmm.
So how did he not immediately know this is real? Because he just did all that work.
Don't they play it off that he thinks he was on drugs
Oh yeah,
or something, or that it was all a dream or whatever?
right.
I mean,
right.
yeah. So one interesting thing about Santa Claus the movie, and I'm so glad now that I watched it. Thank you, Albert.
Me too.
There is this really nice part where they're talking about that, and the elves. He's like, how is this possible? Will I have to time travel? And they say, no, time travels with you. And I was like, I don't understand what that means, but I love it.
That is good. I totally love that.
Yeah. So it's obviously no explanation because it doesn't make any sense, but I really liked that concept for some reason.
Okay, so whenever I'm late to anything from now on, bro,
Mm-hmm.
time travels with
No.
me.
No. I'm not gonna let you use the Santa Claus the movie as an excuse to be 15
Sorry,
minutes
dude. A wizard is never late.
late. Okay, so we've got Tim Allen, who a lot of people did mention. Even I think somebody just quoted him. Let me look.
Oh,
and
yeah,
see
yeah,
if I
yeah.
can find that.
I have that up here. It says does this look like a little bit of weight to you?
Yeah, Jessica
Jessica
Smith
Smith said.
wrote that.
Yep.
And of course, we both knew exactly who she was talking about.
Hmm.
Um, he is very funny in that movie.
Yep.
And it's a fish out of water
Yep.
movie, the
Yep.
opposite of, right? It's a place we're familiar with, going into a place that we're not. He plays that off really well. Um, we did a whole episode about it, and we will do the sequel in the year of the sequel. Um,
Yep.
great movie, and I do think that definitely Tim Allen is in the running. Scott Calvin is in the running for Perfect Santa for me.
Yep. I totally agree.
And I hadn't thought of what your daughters were thinking, which is, or what you thought when your daughters were answering this question, which is that he's not the star in many movies.
Yeah.
Because the rest of mine, he's a, well, I guess, so I love Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay. Yep. We
I,
just watched that. Well,
okay.
we just watched the new one.
So I love the new one
Yep.
with Dr. Hammond.
With a dude that, yeah, with Dr. Hammond.
Yep.
The woman from Big.
Right. Love interest from Big, who looks like
Yep.
Judy Garland to me.
Interesting. And then a guy
Um,
that's way too handsome.
yeah, who was like, he was in a lot of rom-coms, right? Around then. I can't remember his name
Okay.
off the top
Yep.
of my head. Um,
David, no. Not, I
the
can't
re-
think of it either.
the reason I love Miracle on 34th Street, the movie, is that it starts on Thanksgiving
Mm,
in the parade.
yep.
And so you get the
Macy's, yep.
full season in that movie. Um,
Yes.
I think I think the actor's name is Edmund Gwen from the 60s version. I really like that movie, but I just love Dr. Hammond from
Yep.
Jurassic Park, and he, I think, is a really beautiful Santa Claus, honestly, because and the gimmick of that, part of the gimmick of that movie is you don't know if he's insane or not
Right.
the whole time. Is he real or is he not? And then at the end, it ends up, it doesn't matter whether he's real or not. He's changed everyone's life. I like that story. That's the miracle, right? Is that their lives are changed by this guy who could or could not be insane.
Yep.
But he believes he's Santa Claus, and he is. I love that performance.
Mm. Okay, that's up there. That's really good. So John Hammond,
Mm-hmm.
spare no expense.
He didn't spare it. Well, yeah, he spared no expense, definitely. And he walks around with a cane, doesn't he? I think in 34th Street, which is he does. I mean, I wish there was some amber with some
Yeah,
mosquito in it.
that
But
would have been a cool little like nod.
yep,
Because it's like 2 years before that, right? Jurassic Park.
yeah, yep. So
Um,
yeah, Richard Attenborough is getting getting 34th Street off of Jurassic Park.
right. Well, that's really good. So it's interesting that many people actually prefer the new one.
Mm.
Whereas, could you like imagine if they remade It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah, I don't think there are certain ones that can't be touched. Speaking of Zemeckis, Back to the Future, I think, is one that he has said, as long as Bob Gale and I are alive, we will
Mm.
not redo it.
Good.
But I think like culturally, you could never get away with remaking It's a Wonderful Life, right? People would hate that.
It's too good.
Yeah, it's too
Too
good, it's too
perfect.
classic.
Yep.
And so I think Miracle on 34th Street was beloved, but not so much that it would never be remade.
Got it. Okay. Amazing.
The other ones on my list are lesser than Santa's, but I like them. So I don't know if you want me to just run through the rest of my list.
Yep. No, I'm reading your list.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. What's this? Violent Night,
Oh
David
my
Harbour.
gosh. Violent Night came out a couple years ago.
I remember it. I never saw it.
Yeah, David Harbour from Stranger Things, and he's in
Yep.
the Marvel universe now.
Yep.
What's her face's dad? Florence Pugh's dad. Um, and he plays this Santa who kind of is a washed up alcoholic Santa
Mhm.
dealing with some depression and trauma in his life. And he kind of stumbles into the middle of this big bank robbery that's happening at a really rich person's house, like a big, and it's a comedy, and is kind of like Die Hard if Bruce Willis was Santa.
Hmm.
Oh, which is another Santa I like. I like the Santa in the elevator of Die
Yes.
Hard.
Okay, good one. Good one.
Um, I have a machine gun now. Ho ho ho.
Yep.
Great movie, Santa.
Great
Um,
joke.
but so it's kind of like this John Wick, Die Hard, if the action hero was Santa. And
Okay.
it's way better than it should be.
Really?
Yes, it's really
Okay.
fun.
All right. Okay. I'll probably see it then.
It's a hard R for
Yeah.
violence, so
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
girls can't watch it. But
Right.
I mean, this is no spoiler. But like I love an action movie that plays by the rules, and so we
Right.
know all the rules of Santa, and so he uses the Santa rules to like he's having a fight with a bad guy out in the middle of the woods, but there's like an old dilapidated cabin that has rotted away except for the chimney.
Uh-huh.
And so he connects his bag to this guy's waist and it goes up the chimney with the guy attached and just blood spurts out the top of this chimney. So it's like the fun kind of violence that Die Hard is, right?
Right.
Um, but it's Santa and it's just way better than it should be. So I like that Santa.
Okay. What about, have you heard about Red One?
I've heard only horrific things about
I
it.
know. That's what I've heard too, that it's like absolutely torber.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I like most of the people in it. I like The Rock.
Yep.
I think he's funny. I
Yep.
like the concept that it's
Yep.
like he's Santa's been kidnapped, and so these action guys have to, I mean, Captain America's in it.
Yep.
Um, the guy that's in everything is in it playing Santa. I can't remember his name. Um, so yeah, but I have not heard good things about it, unfortunately.
Okay.
The trailer looked pretty bad, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
I was like,
Um,
not gonna happen, dude.
so if you're gonna go to a new Christmas action movie about Santa, see Violent Night.
Okay. Oh, hey, by the way, I should have said this on Gomer's favorite things.
Mm.
Because I re-listened to last year's, and your favorite movie experience was Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we watched them,
That's right.
and we loved them.
Mm.
Loved them, and
Warms my heart.
the girls are like, okay, we got to get Mama to watch it so that when the third one comes out, we can all go to the theater together.
Yeah. That's amazing. The end
Which-
of that movie as a part one, the end of the second movie of that as a part one absolutely knocked my socks off because I didn't know. So,
Oh.
you go see Dune and you go see Wicked and they say part one.
Yep.
The Across the Spider-Verse being a Empire Strikes Back sequel, which is leading into a third with a huge cliffhanger ending. I
Mm.
didn't know that.
Mm.
And I'm looking at my watch
Yeah.
like the movie's ending.
Right.
And they're setting something up and the score
Yep.
is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
That scene I have watched, that's in Dune Part 2 territory for how often I've seen that. So I'm so glad
Yeah.
you saw it and it's so beautiful and well made
Yep.
and different than other
concept.
stuff. The
The
concept.
concept.
Oh, did you hear the Gomer concept that I thought you
Yeah.
would love? The
Totally.
the canon events.
Yep. Canon events, and they can be bad.
In every universe, there's a canon event that
Mm.
links us, and that's Uncle Ben's death.
Mm.
I was
Dude.
like, Anthony's gonna love this. A
Oh, you were
canon
so
event.
right. Yeah, dude,
Woo!
you were. Yeah, dude, so
That is
good.
so good. Um, were you thinking of Spider-Man because the red one guy is Spider-Man's boss in the old Spider-Man? I can't remember his name.
Oh, no. I was thinking Spider-Man just because I was thinking Gomer's favorite things.
Okay. Yeah.
And I had it on my sheet here. I forgot to
Mhm.
mention it.
Okay, so I have some more. I think the Santa in A Christmas Story is the perfect version of what little kids are scared of Santa about.
Yeah. So the Santa Claus in that is a
Mhm.
Santa at a mall.
Yep, a mall
And
Santa.
we have pictures of our kids
Mm-hmm.
crying in his lap.
Right.
That's totally scary. Like,
So
all these people are waiting in line, and there's it's
Mhm.
super loud, and then you get handed to this weird guy,
who is
right?
not real. You could
Right.
tell he's dressed up. Everything about this thing is fake. He's
Hmm.
got weird makeup on. So that's not a real Santa, right? But I think they get it. That's the Santa they get most right in
Mm.
movies.
Okay. Yep. For sure. That's true to life.
I don't know who the actor is. I don't know anything about it. I see him every year because we watch that movie every year. I love that scene. He also says, "You'll shoot your eye out," which is really funny.
Yep.
Um,
And laughs at him.
laughs at him, pushes him down the slide with his boot. It's so cruel and amazing because
Right.
it's exaggerated. No Santa's that bad. No mall Santa's that bad, but you
Right.
think they are when you're a little kid. And most families have a picture of at least one kid screaming in Santa's lap.
Yep. I'm looking right now for ours and I can't find it. Although I just sent you a picture of a really fun Santa. If you
Santa. Oh, wow.
Santa.
I didn't know. Anthony dressed up as Santa. Very
Hmm.
young. The very young Aaron. How old were you guys?
Here we go. Hold on. Let me send you this one.
Okay. This one's cute though. Aaron looks in love with Santa here, and he's you.
Yep. Yep.
I've never, this is something that I've never done. I've never dressed up as Santa.
I've been Santa. So that was at Columbia University,
Okay.
early Head Start. I was the Santa.
Okay. We need to post this picture somewhere.
Okay, we'll
It's
trim
too
it.
cute.
We got to trim off the sides. I would
I
have
can do
cropped
that.
that
Okay.
before I send it to you.
Okay. And now here's
Um,
another one. Lily and Isla. How old do you think Isla is here?
yep.
One?
Yeah.
She looks one to me.
Yep.
Um,
She would have been one plus a couple of months. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right.
2016. Yeah. So she would have been 1 and 4 months or so.
Okay. I'm not really into this Santa, by the way. He's a little
I
creepy looking to me.
got like chiclet teeth.
And that's what I was going to say. His beard is too real, so it's not white enough.
This is a guy that this is what he does.
Yep. And so he's keeping that beard year round. This is Josh Bates material, even though Josh Bates's beard is way better than this guy's.
Way better. Yep.
That's the Santa who comes to the Gomer Christmas party. Um,
Yep.
great friend, great listener. Now, the thing I'm not telling you about this picture is Lily is smiling. She looks like a angel.
Yep.
And Isla, on the other hand, is screaming. It looks like to me, screaming and crying, not screaming like mad, screaming like sad.
Like
They're sad,
scared.
bro.
Like poor kid.
But you know what I mean? Everybody has this.
Yeah, totally.
And so that Santa in A Christmas Story is years and years and decades
Yeah.
of kids feeling that way. And that
Yep.
movie was made in the 80s, about the 50s. And
Yep.
it's still, we have this picture of Isla that happened several years ago.
Yep. So that's absolutely right on, dude. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
it's just I don't think he's gonna make the perfect Santa, but I think he's the perfectly portrayed mall Santa.
Yep. I never thought about it like that, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Let me send you this one too.
Okay.
All I did was look up Santa in photos.
Aw, so this Isla's older here. She looks 3 here, maybe 4.
Yep.
And this is I like this Santa's beard. Isla and a Lily with a little
Yep.
gap, tooth gap,
Yep.
hugging this Santa. This guy looks awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love it. I wonder what happened if I searched my phone for Santa. Probably too. I don't even know if we have any that are
It
digital.
might be too long ago.
Yep, might be.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like our our lives change as soon as 2007 rolls around.
Yeah, and certainly any pictures we might have of Santa with our kids, we have them physical copies.
Yeah. Actually, ours are usually physical copy, like the mall ones.
Yeah, right. Okay,
And then I take a
I'm gonna
picture
give
of it.
this a shot.
Yeah, let's see if
I'm
you can
gonna
find
look up.
something. Because you might have taken a picture of one.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Sorry. All photos. You just search Santa, huh?
Yep, just search Santa.
Santa.
Santa!
Yeah, nothing old enough. Weird. I'm not getting any Santa pictures when I search Santa.
Dang it.
Oh, I got a picture of me and my staff team in Disney World with Santa. Oh, and here's one that came up. Look what came up. A picture of my The Night They Saved Christmas VHS. You must be so proud.
So proud, dude.
Wow. Okay. All right. There's a couple more that I have on here. One, can
Okay.
you see that next one I have on the
Yep.
list? I thought you
Hold
might
on.
like that one.
Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah. So we've got Cindy Claus
Yeah.
from Nightmare Before Christmas.
And
I
they
mean,
call him Sandy
Sandy
Claus.
Claus.
I like his design.
Yeah.
He's got those tiny feet.
Yep.
He's like walking around, mincing around on those tiny feet, tiny ankles. I like that.
Uh-huh. Super funny. Good job.
You don't see much of him, and actually they kind of play it off as you'll never see him.
Right. Oh wait.
You
Hold on
see
though.
you see his
Doesn't
shadow when they kidnap him,
Yep.
but then when they dump him out of that bag, you see full body Santa.
Uh-huh. I was thinking actually about when Skellington dresses up as Santa.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
was thinking of.
I was thinking of the actual Santa.
Yep.
Oh man.
Okay, I can
Actually,
picture that.
but you're right.
I like
A
Skellington
far
Santa.
superior Santa in that movie is, man, Skellington as Santa,
Uh-huh.
that might be in my top, and I hadn't even thought
Mm.
of it.
Mm.
Speaking of skinny Santas,
I know. Yeah, yeah.
but his look is incredible.
Yeah, I love Skellington Santa.
Mm,
I love that. Like, that's why that movie's so genius. Is like Halloween and Christmas in the same movie. It's
yeah.
light and dark, right? Uh,
I had that on our perfect movie list this year instead of Elf, but I thought maybe you'd be sick of it because you've been playing it so much, so I took it off.
let's do it next year.
Okay.
Let's do
It's
it 'cause I
important to me.
love.
It's very important to me, that
Oh,
movie.
love.
Um,
Yeah,
and we've mentioned it so many times. So yeah, when I wrote this, I was thinking about Sandy Claus himself,
that's funny.
who they kidnap,
Yep.
the three little kids, who are Home Alone mom, Pee Wee Herman,
Yep.
and Tim Burton, I think, are those three
Yep.
little kids.
Totally.
And they kidnap Mr. Sandy Claus. What a great freaking movie. But yeah, the superior Santa in that movie is Skellington.
Mm.
The way he
Do we?
moves, he's crouching,
Yeah. Yep.
and
he's trying.
he's trying,
right?
he wants to be good.
Yeah, he's trying to be earnest and like I love it.
He is good. He wants to be who he really is because he
Mm.
is good.
Yep, you're right.
That movie
That's
rules. And then I don't know if you've ever seen Rise of the Guardians. Have you ever seen that?
Rise of the Guard. What is that?
It's like this was when my boys were young. So it's a DreamWorks movie about
Nope. Haven't.
it's a superhero team but they're all the people that meet during during Santa Claus in the meeting. So there's the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, Jack Frost, Father Time, and they like are in charge of they're called the mythical heroes or something. They're in charge of keeping the earth safe.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I recognize that.
So it's very DreamWorks early 2000s look.
Yep.
It came out around the same time as How to Train Your Dragon, I think.
Yep.
And the Santa in that movie is voiced by Alec Baldwin and is an absolute unit. He is so jacked. He's all tattooed. He looks so cool. The movie isn't great, but I do love the portrayal of Jack to Santa in that movie.
Okay. That sounds
He's
super
smoking.
funny,
He
dude.
is so cool. And he's Russian. So he's always wearing this big Russian hat.
Yeah.
And at some
okay,
point he
picture
just
that.
takes off his shirt and he's just jacked and tattooed underneath. It's awesome.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
So I have the absolute worst one on here, a Santa that I detest.
I see that.
And that's
Why
the
do you
Santa.
detest him so much?
He's so mean.
Oh, wait, hold
to
on. You didn't
Rudolph.
say what it is.
He's
Sorry,
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Santa,
got it.
who is softened in Elf, right? Because that
Mhm.
one's supposed to be like a spiritual sequel to Rudolph. But he is so mean. So if you ever just watch Rudolph again sometime, listener, and pay attention to the Santa in this movie. He he hates anyone who's different than him, which is the reason why Rudolph gets mocked mercilessly is because of the Santa in
Mm.
Rudolph. He is not helpful with saying, no, he's just a little different. He has a red nose. He's like,
Mm.
get out of my sight. You suck. And also, elf that wants to be a dentist, you suck too. Get out of here.
Yeah, he's so mean.
And he's mean to the very bitter end of that movie. So he's
Mm.
mean and he sucks, and I hate him.
Okay, worst possible.
Worst Santa.
Mm.
Um,
Okay, any TV show ones? Are there any TV show ones?
I mean, unless you're counting those specials,
right.
TV show Santas. There's this one time when I really like this one episode of Full House where Joey dresses up as Santa. It's pretty good. I like that.
Yep. Okay,
Um,
that's a good one.
a special I really love that's hard to find is the Colbert Christmas. Have you ever seen Colbert Christmas?
Yes. Yep.
And George Wendt plays Santa in that special.
Good one.
And
Good
he
one.
is a real good fit.
Uh-huh.
He comes in and he kills a bear.
Uh-huh.
A bear is chasing Stephen Colbert around, and the bear has already eaten Elvis Costello. And George Wendt has a knife and cuts the bear's stomach open, and Elvis Costello climbs out and he says, "Thank you, Santa, for the gift of not being eaten by a bear, not being digested by a bear."
Yeah. I
Oh.
remember Colbert singing in that.
Great songs in that
Yep.
that special.
Really good songs.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
Dude, just Coca-Cola Santa.
Oh, I had not thought of advertising. Now, if you had said any commercial Santa, I would have thought of that one immediately.
Sure, sure.
Has that been the same Santa? The same guy, I mean, for all these years or not?
I don't know, but they always say the Santa that we all know
Mm-hmm.
was invented by Coca-Cola.
And I thank you. I say to the Coca-Cola, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, speaking of Thanksgiving, when they start playing the Coke Christmas commercials
Oh,
during the parade,
Yes. Mm-hmm. The polar bears.
the polar bears, but I would say that have the polar bears taken over the Coke Santa as the most indelible thing?
Ooh, yeah, maybe.
Who's on the can though? I think
Yeah.
Santa's still on the
There's
can.
still Santa on there. I
Uh-huh.
mean, we've said this for years and years. Santa Coke is by far the best, especially if it's
It just
cinnamon.
hits different.
It hits different. Ice
It's-
cold in an aluminum can.
It's even better than Coke Zero Oreo.
Ugh.
It's even better, I'll say, than Cinnamon Coke
Wow.
that I mourn the death of yearly.
I know. So sad.
That Coke Zero Oreo sucked.
Dude, horrid.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely horrid. Peeps Pepsi was worse.
Oh yeah, we still have some of that in our garage.
What
I
about
might have thrown it out.
What about the fainting Santa from the M&M's commercial? They
Oh,
do
yeah.
exist. And he
They
faints.
do exist. Also
I like
good.
that guy. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, he doesn't hold a candle to Coke Santa.
No, Coke Santa's the best.
What about Santa at the end of the Macy's Day Parade?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
He's got a big
Especially-
budget, so I like him. They really make him look good.
Yeah. Are there any Santas in any musicals?
There is an
Oh,
elf
is
musical. Yeah.
Right.
There's a Grinch. What about the Grinch dressed up as Santa?
Oh. Mm.
Too grumpy, but I do love. I have a soft spot for Jim Carrey as the Grinch. I don't
Yeah.
think that movie's good,
Uh-huh.
but I think Jim Carrey, who was going through like Navy SEALs level torture in that movie, is so good in the Grinch.
Super funny, dude.
Yeah.
Remember that's what he did instead of Elf.
Oh
like-
yeah.
They were going that was what optioned as a movie,
Mhm.
and MPAA or MPCA owned it,
Mm,
and they wanted
okay.
Jim Carrey to do it.
I
He
mean, I
did
think that was the right move. I think
Oh, agreed.
Will Ferrell's better as Buddy,
Totally.
and I do think Jim Carrey was made to play the Grinch.
Yeah. When we saw the trailer for that, we were like, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
totally. Yes.
Yep.
I love the echo part where he's like, I'm an idiot. No.
Yep.
And then his
Yeah.
echo goes, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Genius. Good joke.
I had a great time watching that in the theater. I remember 2000, I think. Highest grossing movie of 2000, I think, was How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Ron
That's
Howard
not
at
small,
his
dude.
peak.
Mm.
Okay. I think we're probably at a point where we need to pick our perfect
Okay.
movie Santa.
All right.
I'm gonna look through the list quick.
I've got my 3, 2, 1.
Me too.
Okay.
I've got my 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna go 3. I'm gonna go out of the box a little bit and say Scary Santa from A Christmas Story. I think it's so accurate, that portrayal. I'm gonna
Wow.
put him as number 3.
That's good. I like that.
When I think of perfect being accurately rendered,
Yep.
I'm gonna put him as number 3.
Okay. Did what it was intended to do.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep. Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
My number 3, Art Carney.
Wow, I'm surprised he's so low.
A 3 and 2 are kind of interchangeable, but
Okay.
I'll put that here.
All right. My number 2, I'm gonna do Dr. Hammond himself, Richard Attenborough from
Dang it.
34th Street.
Okay. I should have done that. I forgot.
He's tied with Skellington.
Ooh, with Skellington. Great.
Yes, sorry, I know that's cheating, but I'm gonna. That came out of nowhere for me.
Yep.
It was one of those things that came out of nowhere, like the blender or whatever, or the toaster during
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, duh, the toaster, and then it ends up winning for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, I'm gonna put Coca-Cola Santa, dude.
Oh wow, great choice. I
That
think maybe our
Coke.
number 1 is gonna be the same.
I think so too.
Big surprise, Art Carney is not on my list. It's the shocker of the Christmas season. I had not even. I love the fact that Coke Santa and Skellington are on our list because did not have them even in my mind.
Love it.
And that is a great choice. And I don't think anybody can argue with Coke Santa.
Nope.
Now he's not a movie. He's not. He goes against the rules because he's not a movie.
Yeah,
Santa.
I guess you're right.
But I think he's so good. I'm gonna receive him
Okay.
as your number 2.
Okay.
Okay. My number 1 is that dangling E at the end of the Santa Claus. I think,
Yep.
Think what you might about present day Tim Allen. I don't know what's going on with him. All I know is that I think he is perfect in those first 2 movies of the Santa Claus.
Yes. He's my number 1 also. Tim Allen, Scott Calvin.
Scott Calvin, that silk robe,
Those perfect pajamas.
eating at Denny's,
Yep.
killing the previous Santa. The only Santa murderer on here except for David Harbour in Violent Night.
Right.
Yeah, there's 2 murdering Santas, I guess, on here.
Yeah.
You think Jack Skellington ever killed anybody?
I don't know. He's a good skeleton.
I agree. He never killed anyone.
He's a good skeleton.
He's good. He's a good boy.
Yeah, when we watched Santa Claus the other day,
Mm-hmm.
it was like this really. We talked about it on the episode, I'm sure, but it's like they played that so well, but somebody died.
We do talk about that,
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And so the way I can get around that sometimes is this theory that I have that he didn't. That's all a setup to get Calvin into the job.
Yep.
But that is not text. I mean, he doesn't purposefully kill him.
No, not at all.
But it's involuntary manslaughter, right? He distracts Santa on the roof. Santa falls down and dies. And then he does the next more logical thing. He puts on this corpse's clothes, flies around for 100 years, and then drinks hot chocolate and goes to bed in that bed. Oh man, that sled bed.
Perfect bed. So many pillows. That's firm too.
Oh, it's got to be firm.
It's got to be firm. I mean, but with a pillow top.
Mm-hmm. Soft but firm.
Soft but firm. Go back to our Gomer's Favorite Things episode if you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
24.
I'm really happy about this choice. I'm not surprised by it. No one else will be, I think, about our choice, I would say.
Yep.
I think the reason it's perfect is what you were saying at the beginning. It's a movie about Santa Claus. It's
Yep.
a nice little twist, and even though I know it's all prosthetics on him, he's got the look.
He looks so good.
Now, I would say I don't like evil robot Santa from the second one. I mean, I do
Mm,
like that plot, but
yeah.
that guy's bad news.
Yeah. Oh, I like this.
I like hot chocolate. Yum. All right. We're out of time, folks.
Awesome.
Um, Congratulations, Scott Calvin and the estate of Scott Calvin. If anyone else has killed him since then.
He made it. He made it.
He
Yes,
did it.
we agree. I love it.
Yes. All right, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Ooh.
Oh, remember that? Do you in Polar Express when they sang Santa Claus is coming to town like as a worship song before it comes
Oh,
in?
yeah.
It's so creepy and gross.
Oh,
All right, bye
weird.
everybody.
All right, bye. Ooh. All right, let's stop that. 1, 2, 3, stop. Save.
Oh, we should have clapped. Doesn't matter.
Dang it.
Okay.
Bounce.
Save and bounce. Okay, great. I gotta go.
All right, dude. Super fun. Good stuff.
Really good stuff. 2 stellar episodes for sure.
Super fun.
All right, dude. Have a good
All
one.
right. Yep, you too.